I transmigrated into the role of the CEO archetype. Arriving on the night the original story said I would drunkenly push the heroine down. A sheet of live comments suddenly drifted across my vision. Love at first night. Then love-hate sparks. Starts with a misunderstanding. Ends with sugar. The prince finally marries Cinderella. Here we go. No steam at the gate means the paywall isn't high enough. The corner of my mouth twitched. I've got looks, cash, and the icy CEO archetype. Why the hell would I chase a janitor making $2,000 a month? Why should I satisfy the fantasies of a bunch of fangirls and marry a Cinderella nowhere near my social status? I sneered, scooped up the dazed heroine in one move, then, while the live comments erupted in shock, I put her clothes back on. I finished dressing her. She wobbled, steadying herself on the arm of the leather sofa. The flush on her cheeks hadn't faded. Her eyes were wide and blank. Thank you. Her voice was tiny, uncertain. I ignored her. I was busy enjoying the show. The translucent live comments in front of me exploded. I already dropped my pants. Clothes. He's putting clothes on her. Director. Wrong script. No bed scene at the gate. No misunderstanding. How do we roll from here? Where's the foundation for love-hate? Where's the groundwork? Paid content. I already topped up. Is this CEO broken? Heroine's charm stat failed. I had my popcorn ready and you give me clothes. Plot so broken its own mom wouldn't recognize it. 1 star. I couldn't hold it in. I laughed out loud. Not the CEO archetype's icy chuckle, an actual, honest laugh. The comments went crazier. He laughed. Character collapse. Weary, doomed, unreadable. I rolled my mental eyes at the air, mainly at the comments. I'm not the real male lead. I shot back silently. And I'm not some rutting animal who can't keep it in his pants. Even if I wanted to play, I glanced at the still stupefied heroine and curled my lip. There's a whole forest out there, every shape, size, and flavor, all willing and wanting. Why hang myself on a $2,000 sapling just to satisfy you rubbernecking fujoshi fantasies? Marry a janitor Cinderella so you can binge tortured love and a grovelathon? Ha! I sneered, shifting my gaze from the chaos of comments back to the woman frozen beside the sofa. She finally rebooted, lifting her head timidly, confusion swirling in her eyes. Why, you stopped, she whispered, voice trembling, soft but mostly bewildered. Maybe she hadn't expected me to hit the brakes. I straightened the expensive cuff I'd wrinkled while carrying her, my tone cooling into standard CEO frost. Businesslike, not personal. This is the president's office. I stared at her like she was a faulty spreadsheet. Why are you here? What time is it? The questions were ice picks, puncturing whatever pink bubble had formed. She looked dumber than when I'd pushed to her. Huh? Her mouth hung open. I asked you. I stepped closer. Pure supervisor to subordinate pressure. Why you're in my private office at this hour? She shrank back against the sofa, stammering, I'm on the janitorial team. Wendy told me to work overtime tonight, clean the whole top floor, important guests tomorrow. She pointed at a mop bucket and cleaning rag in the corner, then at a coffee stain on the side table. I was wiping that when you barged in, reeking of whiskey, and then, she couldn't finish. Her face flared scarlet again. Got it. In the original plot, the destined push happened because the drunk CEO stumbled back and mistook the overtime janitor for a fantasy object? Or pure plot mandate. I just cut the mandate off at the knees. I nodded, satisfied. The wicked amusement those comments sparked kept growing. They were still screaming. Ah! Interrogation. He's interrogating. Yes. Humiliate her when you learn she's a lowly cleaner. Misunderstanding. Hurry. Curse her. Curse her shamelessness. Say, woman, you've caught my eye. Better late than never. Misunderstanding. Humiliation. Not in the script anymore. I cleared my throat and adopted the dead serious face of an interrupted executive. Company policy, my voice flat, requires janitorial staff to get prior clearance from administration before entering the president's office after hours. The heroine's face drained white. I didn't know. Wendy said to come straight up. Is Wendy head of administration? I asked. She nodded frantically. Yes, fine. I lifted my phone, not to call Wendy, but to record in front of her in pure audit mode. Name, employee number? She was thoroughly lost now. Luna, even smaller, BQ073. I typed it in. Meticulous. Comments. He's taking her number. WTF operation is this? CEO logs janitor ID. Where's the lightning chemistry? My brain is cracking. Refund. Unshippable. Luna. BQ073. I repeated, pocketing the phone. Tonight's incident will be verified by administration. If Wendy misscheduled you, she'll be dealt with. As for you, I paused deliberately. She clutched the rag. Knuckles white. The comments held their breath. expecting either "you're fired" or "be my woman." Watching her panic was oddly funny, but my face stayed blank. "Next time you work overtime, read the protocol. You may go." I flicked my fingers, dismissing a random employee. Luna fossilized, eyes wider than ever, jaw slack. "Leave. Just leave. No follow-up." She snapped out of it, scrambling for her bucket and rag. Movement spastic like a startled rabbit. She didn't dare look back. Head down, almost marching in step as she scurried out. Comments were howling, "Gone. Really gone." 10 minutes in, heroine exits. CEO treats heroine like staff and waves her off. I dropped my pants for this. Employee ID registration collapsed, shattered to dust. Author, writer, come take your beating. This novel is toxic. Dropping. I watched Luna yank the door shut and vanish, then gazed at the sea of devastated comments. Pure bliss. Ha! I walked to the floor-to-ceiling window, city lights glittering, and poured myself ice water. Freedom, I told my reflection. No dog blood plotline. No marrying Cinderella. No love-hate loops. No puppet strings. Feels amazing. My phone buzzed. Caller ID Sterling.
Yeah.
"You little bastard." Sterling's roar burst out, pissing off the Caldwell psycho again? Caldwell psycho. Who? Oh right, the Yander, a childhood friend from the original. That evil supporting female, who ruins the lead's relationship and ends up miserable. Before I could finish recalling, Sterling rapped out, "Yun just declared she'll marry no one but you. If you refuse, she'll short our stock. Cost be damned." He gasped, genuinely frantic. "That lunatic girl will do it. Our cash is tied up in the new project. We can't take the hit." I scratched my ear. Classic family crisis chapter incoming. "So?" I drawled. "So?" Sterling's pitch spiked. "So fix it. Charm her. Placate her. Or," he hesitated, as if reading stage directions, "find a shield. Make her give up." I saw corridor footage. "Some half-dress cleaner ran out of your room." Sterling rattled on. "Might as well be her. Move her in. Full performance." Sterling delivered the verdict. "That'll drive the Caldwell psycho off." The comments instantly revived. Cohab trope incoming. Classic arc is here. CEO forced to shack up with Cinderella. Enemies under one roof. Love will grow. Different gate but same main line. Called it. Can't escape. Prince still ends up with Cinderella. Hurry. Agree. Then cohab. Torture us with sugar. Waiting for Yun to explode. Yes. Drag the cleaner back. Plot's fun again. Cinderella will be queen in the end. Jubilation everywhere. As if the earlier wails had been a mirage. They were sure I couldn't dodge. Listening to Sterling pant and watching the Cinderella wins parade. I laughed, low, mocking. Ha! Sterling heard and exploded. "You still laugh. The sky's falling." Comments wavered. "Why's he laughing?" Personality collapse again. Bad feeling. I cleared my throat and spoke slowly into the phone. Eyes on the floating text. "Dad, WH, Sterling choked." I curved my lips, savoring each word. "Yun wants to marry me." "Sure." A second of silence. Comments froze. I added, "Light as air. Is city closed yet? Can we still get a license?" Dead air. Absolute. On the other end, Sterling seemed throttled. Even breathing stopped. Comments. "License. What? What did he say?" "He wants to marry the psycho."
No.
Way. Wrong bride. Wrong script. Where's Cinderella? The plot. Mother of twists. CEO's brains got rammed by a door. Yun's a cannon fodder villain. Can't marry her. My CP. My Cinderella. Plot nuked to outer space. Author. Scriptwriter. Do something. Comments went berserk. 10 times worse than when Luna left, a blur of screams, marks, and caps. Finally, Sterling sucked in air, then coughed violently. Seacough. "You, say that again. You brat. You want to marry Yun." Huh. I stretched, feeling great. She cried she'd marry me or destroy us. Saves trouble. Just marry her. I counted on my fingers. 1. Equal social status. The Caldwells match us. 2. Crazy enough to block other pests. 3. I eyed the imploding comments. Unhurried, I feel like it. Marry one. Marry all? Why not marry the devil I know instead of some random cleaner? Clatter. Something hit the floor on Sterling's side, probably his jaw or a glass. His voice shook. "You, me what?" I cut in. "Dad, hurry up. Ask the Caldwells. If the desk is open, I'll drive over. Wedding night same evening, save time." "Oh right." I piled on to let the little janitor focus on scrubbing offices from now on. The Mrs. CEO seat is taken. Only ragged breaths came through. Comments. Nua. Wedding night with Yun. Help. The visuals are too stunning. I can't watch. This plot twist is absolutely insane. The writer is dead. Burn paper money if you need him. My Cinderella protagonist. On screen 10 minutes. and permanently written off. God, how do I even keep reading? Has the CEO been possessed by the lunatic heiress? We demand a new male lead. Quitting this book, right now. No delays. I watched the screen explode in meltdown and chaos. Listened to my phone where the old man was babbling, "You've lost it. You've completely lost it," and felt lighter than air. Freedom. This is what freedom tastes like. Want me to follow the script? Not a chance. Marry Cinderella. Impossible. Marry the psycho childhood friend. Depends on my mood. Bottom line, I refuse to dance on anyone's strings. I slept like the dead last night. No Cinderella nightmares. No live comments howling. They probably rage quit in unison. No Caldwell lunatic hammering on my door at 2 a.m. Sterling rang 7 more times after my declaration. I sent every call to voicemail. Bliss. I breezed into the office this morning, coffee in hand, and the second I sat down my intercom buzzed. My secretary's voice quivered. "Adrian, Caldwell is here, no appointment, but she says you must see her right now." The creditor has arrived. Send her in. I rubbed my temples. What's destined to come always finds its way. The door swung open. Calderon Caldwell strode in, planted both palms on my massive desk, leaned forward, eyes locked on me. "Adrian." Her voice was tight. "Tell me Sterling wasn't lying." I lounged back and raised an eyebrow. "About what?" he said. Her pitch shot up. Excitement crackling. "You yourself declared you would marry me. That we could even register and consummate last night." Her gaze burned, glittering with anticipation. The live comments instantly resurrected in horror. "Here it comes. Prelude to carnage. Cinderella's probably scrubbing toilets. On the spot forced marriage. Popcorn ready. CEO. Claim it was prank. Do it." Just as I opened my mouth, tap tap tap. A timid knock. We both turned. The door opened a sliver and a timid face peeked through. Luna. She still clutched a cleaning rag. Took one look at me and Calderon, and blanched to the color of paper. "Adrian." Her voice was an insect buzz. Calderon hated the interruption. Her brows snapped together and she skewered the girl with a glare. "Who are you? Can't you see we're handling important business?" Luna flinched, about to bolt. The comments went wild. "The heroine's here. She came bearing misunderstandings. Full throttle bloodbath. Cat fight. CEO's live rollover." Luna sucked in a lungful of courage, ignored Calderon, and looked only at me, tears trembling. "Adrian, sorry to interrupt. I just came to pick something up." She paused, cheeks crimson, whisper barely audible in my lingerie. "I left it under your sofa last night." She dropped her chin, desperate to vanish into her own ribcage. The office froze. Even the air conditioning seemed to stop. Comments lost their minds. Lingerie. Actual lingerie. Calderon's fuse is lit. Someone grab popcorn. Heroine to the rescue. CEO chooses her next. Show of the year tickets sold here. I could feel ice radiating off Calderon. Slowly she turned, not to me, to the shrinking cleaner at the door. 5 full seconds of Arctic appraisal. Then she produced a soft, amused snort. "Oh, lingerie," she murmured, glancing at the scrap of lace under the sofa as though judging trash. She delivered, with thoughtful sincerity, such a tacky cut. She paused, head tilted, then offered well-meant advice. "Next time get her a newer design. This, not remotely sexy." Who could feel a spark looking at that? Luna petrified. Her blood drained, leaving chalk-white humiliation. Comments. Did she just? Trashing the heroine's lingerie game. Holy mother of plot swerves. Where's the hair pulling? My melodrama, devoured in one bite. CEO. Say something, anything. Calderon ignored the traumatized girl. Her eyes lasered back to me. "You still haven't answered. Are we getting married or not?" Surveying the circus, lunatic fiancé. Weeping Cinderella, insulted over underwear. Berserk comment cloud. I lifted my espresso. Sipped. Savored. Perfect roast today. "Absolutely," I said, flashing a boardroom caliber smile. "Caldwell, scratch that. Future Adrian. What time are we registering?" Crash. Outside the door a mop bucket toppled. Luna couldn't take another second. She covered her face and fled sobbing. Comments. Heroine bolts. Again, this time from lingerie shaming. I can't even author. Sleep well. Because I can't. Calderon's grin dazzled like high beams. "Right now," she snapped. I set down the cup. Deal. When Calderon says right now, she means the tires are already spinning. She dragged me out so fast I left my suit jacket on the chair, gunned her sports car, redlined every gear, and aimed straight for city. Comments drifted in exhausted disbelief. "He's really going. Help. My worldview, if the CEO has been kidnapped." Blink twice. Madwoman at the wheel. City brace yourself. Cinderella interception needed. Wake up. Cinderella's crying over panties. I rode shotgun. Zencom. A business empire heiress. Gorgeous. Loaded. And crazy in love. Why hesitate? City. Weekday morning. Short lines. Calderon hauled me in like a hurricane to the window. The clerk glanced up. Startled. Her face screaming, newlyweds on speed. Marriage license? Routine question. Yes. Calderon barked. Slapping our IDs on the counter. Stamp it. Now. Comment scrolled. It's over. Game set match. That inkpad's about to seal doom. Cinderella X CEO forever sunk. Uninstall. Click click click. Dear author. Sweet dreams. I'm haunted. The clerk reached for the big red stamp. Calderon's pupils dilated. Breath held. Stop. A tear-soaked shriek echoed. Everyone spun. Luna. She'd sprinted all the way. Hair disheveled. Eyes swollen. Tear-streaked face. She stormed the hall. Arrow straight for me. Adrian. Voice cracking. Loud enough for every bystander. How could you do this to me? Finger jabbing. Tears raining. She accused, you pushed me down last night. You did awful things. And now you're marrying someone else. She scanned the crowd for allies. Trembling, tell me. Everyone, isn't he a playboy? A user? A love them and leave them jerk? Murmurs rippled. Looks respectable. Huh? Yeah. Taking advantage of a sweet kid. Tisk. Wedding bells and dirty laundry. Total scum. Glares skewered me. Comments went nuclear. Heroine to the rescue. Justice on heels. Reversal. Massive reversal. CEO trainwreck incoming. Public jury. Found guilty. Explain. CEO. Say you were drugged or forced. Then run away with her. Yes, that's the correct storyline. Calderon's face darkened. Not rage, utter annoyance at cosmic interruption. Especially by the cleaner whose underwear she'd mocked. Luna, feeling the crowd, sobbed louder, pointed at Calderon, and you. How dare you insult my. Too mortified to say panties, she wailed, you rich people? Do you just stomp on dignity for sport? Sympathy avalanched. Don't be scared, sweetie. Sue him. Sexual harassment. Expose them both. Shame them online. Pitchforks rose. Luna bit her lip. Tears sparkling. Stubborn yet pitiful. Comments partied. Yes, keep going. Heroine rising. Drag the cheater. Lunatic fiancé. Checkmate. Plot back on rails. Cinderella strikes back. Waiting for CEO regret arc. I stayed unruffled. Almost amused. Calderon inhaled. Impatience maxed. Ignoring onlookers. Ignoring crying Luna. She looked only at me. Voice arctic. Did you push her down? I lifted one shoulder. I was drunk. Don't recall. Calderon nodded. Information logged. Then she did what no one expected. She pulled out her phone, opened a video, and shoved the screen under the nose of the dazed clerk, still holding the stamp. Watch this. Voice Sub-Zero, then decide whether that stamp touches paper. Instinctively, the clerk lowered her eyes. I glanced too. HD security feed. Angle. My office side table. Timestamp. Last night. Luna. Polishing away a coffee stain. Normal enough. She glances at the door. Then yanks a tiny packet from her pocket. Rips it. Dumps white powder into my half-finished whiskey. Wipes mouth and table with her cleaning rag. Resumes polishing. Bam. Feed cuts to me stumbling in. Sipping the drink. Video ends. The hall froze, so quiet you could hear fluorescent lights hum. Seconds earlier the crowd had wanted my blood. Now those eyes swiveled to Luna. Shock. Disgust. Betrayal. Luna's tears hung mid-cheek. She gaped at the phone like it was a death warrant. Color drained. Lips quivered. No sound. No, that wasn't me. Whisper barely air. Comments detonated. DD drugged him. Heroin spikes CEO. Holly IE plot nuke. So he lost control because she drugged him. I stayed placid, half smiling. Calderon, patience exhausted. Ignored the gawkers. Ignored the sobbing Luna, looked only at me. Ice in her eyes. Did you force yourself on her? I lifted one shoulder. I was drunk. Don't remember. Calderon gave a curt nod. File closed. Then she did what nobody anticipated. She whipped out her phone. Not to call. Opened a video. Thrust the screen under the nose of the dumbstruck clerk, still holding the red stamp. Watch. Voice Sub-Zero. Then decide whether that stamp ever touches the page. The clerk automatically looked. So did I. High-def security footage. Angle. Beside my office sofa. Timestamp. Last night. Luna polishing coffee stains. Routine. She checks the corridor. Yanks a tiny sachet from her apron. Tears. Dumps white powder into my half-finished whiskey. Wipes rim and table with her cleaning rag. Resumes polishing. Done. Cut to me tipsy. Finishing the drink. Feed ends. The hall fell into a vacuum. So silent the fluorescent lights buzzed. Outrage on every face swiveled to Luna. Shock. Loathing. The sting of being played. Luna's tears froze mid-cheek. Her mouth hung open, staring at the screen like it was her death sentence. Every drop of blood left her face. She swayed. Whisper cracking. It isn't me. Comments, She drugged him. The heroine roofied the CEO. WTF 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 WTF. Plot flipped like a pancake in hell. I'm literally losing my mind. Too much info, my brain just detonated. So the lingerie was left on purpose too. This heroine, is she toxic or what? This novel has gone completely insane. Author, get out here, we need to talk about life. Yunxiao slipped her phone back into her pocket without even glancing at Luna, who was swaying like a leaf. She fixed the stunned clerk with a glacial stare and bit out 2 words, stamp it. The clerk flinched. One look at Yunxiao's arctic, domineering face and her hand jerked. Thwack. The crimson marriage seal slammed down, hard, on our marriage application. The crack echoed in the dead silent hall. Luna's knees buckled. She keeled over on the cold floor, eyes hollow, completely shell-shocked. The live comments lost it. It's stamped, for real. They stamped it. Cinderella drugging equals confirmed. CEO archetype just married the psycho side chick. This plot. I surrender. Author. You win. The car shot away from city. Accelerator punched hard. I rode shotgun. Seatbelt clicked. Cityscape whipping past the window. Inside. Silence. Yunxiao focused on the road. At a red light she glanced over. Eyes sparkling. Lips curled like a cat that just stole the cream. I tilted the rear view mirror toward myself. Voice frosty enough to frostbite. Yunxiao. Bright, breezy, smooth move, I said, tapping the glass toward the company tower. Planting a camera in my private office? Green light. She floored it. The car leapt. Oops. A fake gasp. Then a sugar-sweet giggle. Busted. Huh. Zoe. A quick, wet-eyed, fox-like side-eye. I was wrong. Okay. She paused even softer. Testing. Almost cooing. Goo. Big boss CEO. Hubby, punish me? The lilt at the end tickled like a feather. Promise I'll never do it again. Sincerity poured from her tone while her eyes glittered. Any penalty you want. She flicked her tongue over her lower lip for emphasis. The comments exploded. Hell yes. Punishment play incoming. Drive straight to the naughty nursery. Hold up. Those nursery doors were welded long ago. Whip. Candles. Handcuffs. Iodine drip BDSM. Learn something new every day. CEO. People actually do that. Adopt the comment suggestion now. I ignored the rowdy barrage, leaning in until my breath brushed her suddenly rigid ear. I rasped. Sneak another spy into my territory and I'll keep you pregnant 12 months a year until menopause. Yunxiao squealed, half terrified, half thrilled. A deal. Hubby, let's go home right now. Oh my god, we're finally together. She gunned it. Giddy as a kid on Christmas. The comments scrolled too fast to read. I didn't bother. Of course I didn't go home with her. Mountains of work waited. Anything else would have to wait until tonight. HR. I called the cops first. Then the internal line. Janitorial team. IDBQ 073. Luna. Yes. The one on overtime last night. Proof solid. Attempted drugging plus corporate theft. Caught on cam rifling my drawer. Terminate. Now. Paycheck. Let her collect her boxed lunch from the cops. On the other end the HR director forgot how to breathe. The comments went full berserk. Fired. Cops called. Comment shield activate. This heroin is poison. CEO did the right thing. Hold up. Attempted drugging. He looked sober that night. She spiked it but he never drank. Duh. Info overload. My CPU is melting. Did this novel just turn into law? Order. I'd barely hung up when my phone detonated again. 3 letters flashed. Yunxiao. I raised an eyebrow and picked up. Hubby, save me. A shriek nearly pierced my eardrum. Behind it muffled thuds and dragging. That psycho janitor snapped. She tied me up. Top floor VIP restroom. Ah. The line cut to dead tone. I stared at the screen for 2 beats. A lightning bolt of original plot struck. Vicious supporting female Yunxiao. Scorned. Kidnaps innocent heroine Luna on hotel roof. Plans to throw her off. I leaned back. Fingers drumming the desk. Tap, tap, tap. Interesting. Kidnapper and kidnappee seemed to have swapped. The comments caught on. Side chick screaming for help. Heroine tied up the side chick. Info stack overflow. System crash. Luna kidnapped Yunxiao. In a toilet. Did she snap because her lingerie got mocked? What magical realism is this? So the vicious side piece is actually the victim. The heroine is the final boss. I kowtow. Author's brain is interstellar. I stood, scooped up my suit jacket. Car. I told the assistant outside. Milton. Top floor VIP. I couldn't help smirking. Fun showtime. The car fishtailed to the porte-cochere. Tires screaming. I hopped out. Elevator straight to the penthouse. Corridor silent. Thick carpet swallowing footsteps. At the far end the VIP restroom door was shut tight. Comments scrolled like crazy. He's here. Do it. Open sesame. Is the lunatic still breathing? Is the janitor wielding a toilet brush? Fiverr says they're hair pulling right now. I halted outside. Muffled sobs and hushed bickering. Let go, you psycho. Yunxiao, muffled. Mouth obviously blocked. Give my husband back. Luna's voice, shrill. Hoarse. Zero trace of her usual timidity. Mine. Crash of something toppling. I lifted a hand, knocked, measured, unrushed. Instant freeze frame inside. Comments, here we go. Walk of shame vibes. Everybody hold still for the photo. Visual, heroin clutching plunger. Deer in headlights, Yunxiao, savior at last. 5 seconds. Lock clicked. The door cracked an inch. Luna's face filling the gap. Hair a haystack. Eyes bloodshot. Tear tracks streaking the grime. In her fist, no plunger. A glossy, toilet tank lid. Seeing me, her pupils spasmed. Panic eclipsing madness. Mr. Adrian. She tried to slam the door. I wedged my shoe. Done yet? Soft, level, glacier cold. My gaze sweeping past her. Inside, carnage. Hand soap dispenser on its side.
Go!
Everywhere. Paper snowstorm. Faux petals shredded. Yunxiao sat hogtied. Duct tape over her mouth. Slumped by the smart toilet. Designer dress streaked with mystery stains. Updo now poultry nest. Her eyes blazed at me. Desperate fish out of water wriggles. Luna followed my stare. Shivered. The lid slipping and chipping the tile. No, it's not. She spun back. Tears gushing. She started it. Called me trash. Said my lingerie was tacky. Said I was a toad hankering for swan. Said I hand raised. Voice cracking. Pointing. Why does she get you? That night was me. Comments. Confirmed. Jealousy meltdown. All over a bra insult. Catfight central. Toilet lid as weapon. Psychocide got owned by janitor girl. Yunxiao. Underestimated. Didn't dodge. I rubbed my temples. Annoying. Finished? I cut Luna's wail off. She hiccuped. Wet eyes on me. From my inside pocket I unfolded a crisp sheet. Yours. Held it up. Termination letter, black ink. Red corporate seal. Luna stared like lightning fried her. You're fired. Zero inflection. Let her go. Pack your crap. Leave. Now. Comments, fatality. Salt in the wound. Fired in front of rival. Social death sentence. CEO. Fight crazy with policy. Luna's lips trembled. She didn't take the page. Glanced to the letter. To the trust Yunxiao. To my stone face. Despair slid into deeper madness. No, I'm not leaving. She shrieked. Swooped for a razor-edged shard of the broken lid. What's mine is mine. She gets nothing. Blade of ceramic raised. She lunged at Yunxiao. Comments, holy crap. Knife fight. Pottery shank. Lethal. Side chick toast. CEO. Rescue her. Yunxiao's eyes ballooned. Scrambling back in terror. 7 the instant Luna sprang. Shard glinting. I didn't even blink. Security beat me to it. 2 hulking suits burst from the service corridor. Twisted her arm like a chicken wing. Plucked the jagged ceramic away. Let me go. She howled. Hair a wild curtain. No poise left. They hauled her off. Deaf to her screams. Only then did I stroll in and crouch beside Yunxiao. Riot. Tape off her mouth. OW, damn it. Adrian, you related to turtles. 5 seconds later and that nutjob would have caved my skull with a toilet lid. Comments. Toilet lid concussion. Queen Yunxiao's tongue still lethal. Janitor OP. I undid the rope around her wrists. Had loose ends. I muttered, like phoning the precinct and firing a pest. Freed. Yunxiao massaged her wrists and stomped after me, half hobbling in broken heels. Loose ends. Planning to swap wives. Huh. I kept walking. Show's over. Back to the office. Yunxiao wobbled alongside. Yakking, Adrian. You owe me. Emotional damages. Lost time pay. And this limited edition dress, tenfold. Comments, Yunxiao, pro-con artist. Emotional damage invoice. Queen of invoices. Near the elevator a shadow burst from the fire stairs, thud against the wall. Luna again. Security must have been waiting for cops. Somehow she wriggled loose, propped against the plaster, panting, eyes scarlet, nails scraping. Adrian, she croaked. Every ounce left in her lungs. Why won't you love me? She staggered forward, jabbing at the disheveled Yunxiao beside me. CEO heroes always pick Cinderella. They always fall for the normal, tough girl. Lines spilled like memorized script or indictment against cosmic injustice. That's how TV works. That's how books go. Silence dropped like a curtain. Yunxiao's hand froze mid-hair fix. Staring like at a moron. I halted, turned, surveying that hysterical mask. I tugged a half-smile. Really? Eyebrow up. Voice cool and sharp. Cinderella. Ugly duckling? CEO falls for the janitor? You binge dramas on repeat? Another step. Pressure thick. Scorn undisguised, as if inspecting a cheap knockoff. Different tiers. Different worlds, What makes you think you can level up on a $2 grand a month scrub brush salary in lingerie you can't replace? Or because you're carrying a trashy little pouch of roofies and think that'll get you into my bed? Luna froze under the barrage of questions, face bloodless. I swept my gaze over her, landed on Lu Yunxiao, arms folded, enjoying the show, then swung back to Luna. She's got the looks, the money, equals social status, and no matter how crazy she gets she still loves me. What do you have? The wastewood trash drama playing on a loop in your head? I laughed once. Cold and final. Dreams have limits. The ugly duckling turns into a swan because she was always a swan. You. What are you? Luna was dazed. Tears streaming, lips trembling like a cornered animal. Suddenly she jerked her head up and screamed, but the original plot says so. The moment the words left her mouth she froze, realizing she'd spilled something deadly, and slapped both hands over her lips. Lu Yunxiao. Live comments. Hold up, original plot. What did she just say? WTFFFFF no info overload. I watched Luna's face bleach white under her palms, my irritation hardening into something darker. I narrowed my eyes. What original plot? Luna's eyes bulged. The hand over her mouth shook like she had Parkinson's. She stared like I was a ghost. The corridor was so quiet only her stifled sobs and Lu Yunxiang's bewildered breathing could be heard. Live comments. System crash. Holy shit story transmigration. FL is a transmigrator. A-bomb level plot twist so she knew the whole plot. That's why she drugged him, trying to force the story. Anything to be the heroine. I'm cracked. Literally cracked author. Get out here. What kind of fantasy channel is this? Live comments RIP. Burn incense later my brain just BSOD. Give me a sec. 8 Luna shivered under my stare, her hand over her mouth twitching like a shorted wire. Terror and despair detonated across her face, worse than when she'd been caught drugging me. Her throat rattled. No real words. Ding. The elevator arrived. 2 uniformed officers stepped out. They took in the scene. Luna collapsed. Lu Yunxiao disheveled. Me radiating CEO archetype pressure, and frowned. What's going on? The lead cop demanded. The security guard who'd followed pointed at Luna. Officer, that's her. Attempted assault, plus unlawful detention of this lady. The officers turned to Luna. Her last mental thread snapped, audible, like a twig. Ha! Ha! She erupted in shrill, berserk laughter, snot and tears smeared into a grotesque mask. Yes, me. She jabbed a finger at me, then Lu Yunxiao, then at thin air, roaring at some invisible audience. I'm the one who transmigrated here. So what? I know the plot. I know him. She stabbed the air in my direction. Adrian, CEO archetype. He was supposed to sleep with me that night, then marry me, love me, spoil me, make me the queen of the empire. Her voice cracked. Raw with bitterness, I was just following the script. Where did I go wrong? Why can't I win? Why doesn't he love me? She spun to the empty hallway, screaming, Cinderella is supposed to win. The CEO is supposed to love the janitor. It's the setting, the rule, the story you people already wrote. Swiveling back to me, eyes wild with one last flare of hope. Adrian, look at me. I'm the heroine. I'm your destined lover, not that crazy woman. Lu Yunxiao rolled her eyes so hard she almost sprained them. Did the psych ward forget to lock the gate tonight? The officers, brows knitted, stepped forward and snapped open handcuffs. Ma'am, calm down. Come with us for questioning. The cold metal clinked shut around Luna's wrists. Reality hit. The madness drained, replaced by pure panic. And no, don't arrest me. I didn't mean it. I just wanted to win. She thrashed, wailing like a toddler whose toy had been seized. But the cops hauled her toward the elevator. Live comments fell dead. A few strays floated by. Confirmed. Real transmigrator. She chased the plot straight into hell. Pitiful, but also despicable. This novel is cursed. As they dragged her past me, she suddenly stopped fighting, lifted her tear-stained face, and searched mine for a flicker of pity. My expression never changed. Just before the cops shoved her into the elevator, I leaned in. Quick. Close enough only she could hear. Voice ice cold and laced with mockery. I transmigrated too. I just don't want to marry you. Surprise. Her body went rigid like she'd been tasered. She whipped her head around, eyes practically splitting open, pupils reflecting nothing but horror and disbelief. You. Her lips quivered. No sound came. The cops didn't give her time to reboot. They stuffed her inside. The doors slid shut, sealing her gaping what the hell just happened expression behind them. The elevator descended. Only Lu Yunxiao and I, and the wreckage package remained in the corridor. She bounded over. Gossip aflame. Hubby, what did you whisper? She looked like she saw a ghost. I straightened cuffs that weren't wrinkled. Nothing much. Just told her those trash dramas she watches are con jobs for morons. I glanced at the spot where the dead live comments would have scrolled and snorted destined love. Please. Nothing but cheap wish fulfillment for people who get off watching princes turn blind. Boring. I walked off. Hey, wait. Adrian, husband, you still owe me for the ruined dress and emotional damages. Clacking in broken heels. Lu Yunxiao chased me down. Live comments. That last line, he's roasting us. Right. The prince turns blind of fetish, shot straight through the heart feeling attacked, but can't deny it. I surrender. Author. Happy now. Logging out. Lu Yunxiao and I actually got married. No earth-shattering vows, just two families of equal social status. Two lunatics, mainly her, who figured teaming up for life and money sounded profitable. The merger went smoother than expected. Sterling grinned ear to ear. The Caldwells signed off content. Occasional bulletins drifted across the empty air. Business empire unlocked. Power couple FTW wears the angst. This sugar is lethal. Lu Yunxiao, true to form, started producing heirs at factory speed. 2 babies in 3 years. A pigeon pair. Baby in left arm. Baby in right. She still rattled off acquisition numbers like machine gun fire. Live comments. Crazy Lu evolved into combat momship. CEO supplies the face. Wife supplies the fire. This CP smells amazing. Years later Luna got out. She'd stitched prison uniforms until the sewing machine hummed in her dreams. Thinner now. Eyes duller. But the obsession looked carved deeper. She found my address somehow and set up camp in what her script called the heroine's battlefield, the sidewalk flower bed outside my house. First, chance encounter. I'm driving out when she lunges from the bushes clutching half a cold steamed bun. I'm Adrian. Voice rusty. Smile forced. Fancy meeting you. I lower the window a finger's width. Not fate. Sewing machine hallucinations. This is my private drive. Keep lurking and I'll have security release the dogs. Live comments. Sewing machine hallucinations. CEO, savage level, still max dogs option activated. Her face drains. The bun drops. She doesn't quit. Next time she ambushes me coming home. A wilted bouquet of wildflowers in hand. Adrian, for you. I was wrong. I keep walking. Don't litter. Janitor just swept. Live comments. Wilting flower attack. Janitor, thanks a lot. Low damage. High insult. Third attempt. She blocks the garage entrance in a faded sundress. Definitely not new lingerie. Look, I've changed. Don't I look all innocent? Can't we start over? I cut in. Start what? Drugging me again. Kidnapping my wife? I point toward the gate. Psychiatric hospital. Left turn. I'll reimburse the cab. Spare me the soap opera. Audience of 1 and I'm bored. Live comments. Cab reimbursement. Audience equals 1. Dead CEO. Don't touch me. She's hollow-eyed. Tears pooling. 4th time. No flowers. No bread. Just loitering outside the iron gate like a lost ghost. She bangs on my window as I roll in. Adrian. She beats the glass. Voice cracking. Why? Why won't you love me? Where am I worse than that lunatic? The book wasn't like this. The script wasn't like this. I'm the heroine. I stop. Lower the window. Stare at her raving face. Equal parts ridiculous and tiresome. Script. I sneer. Did it mention the CEO's brain is actually functional? Did it clarify drugging, kidnapping and lunacy earn you prison time on a sewing machine? Did it spell out that in the real world there aren't enough blind princes to romance an idiotic, malicious daydreamer? I deliver the kill shot. Luna, you're over-immersed. Time to wake up. Your Cinderella curtain call is over. She staggers back 2 steps, eyes vacant, as if watching her fantasy universe collapse behind me. I want to go home, she mumbles, voice drifting. Right. Home. This place is wrong. I need to go back to my world. She turns, shuffles away like a sleepwalker, and never shows up again. Live comments. Wants to go home. Transmigrator requesting logout. Finally facing reality. CEO roast ends entire arc. A few days later the translucent feed flickers. Subject Luna consciousness extracted. Return to original world days. After that, latest, real-world Luna detained for stalking CEO of XX Corp Insider. She camped outside company daily with flowers. Breakfast screaming, hubby damn. That CEO is a beer-bellied 60-year-old with a comb-over. She kept muttering, CEO archetype, destined love, diagnosis, acute delusion, hospitalized. Real world has no hot young CEOs for her to wreck fantasy, shattered to atoms. Reality way weirder than fiction. Transmigrators union reminder, missions carry risk. Immersion can be fatal. The feed thins, fades, vanishes. Silence. Real silence. I shut the study computer. Walk to the living room. Lu Yunxiao sits cross-legged on the rug. One kid drooling on each arm. Swiping through earnings reports on her tablet. The twins sprawl like starfish. She glances up. rolls her eyes. Done. Come get your offspring off me, my legs are numb. I bend, kiss her forehead instead of collecting the kids. She freezes, then wipes the spot in pretend disgust. Gross. So sappy. But the corner of her mouth twitches up. No more bulletins. No heckling about a plot, or CP, or how things should go. The madwoman and the two small chaos agents are here. Company's humming. Wife crazy but combat ready. Kids loud but healthy. No forced misunderstandings. No mandated idiocy. No compelled romances. Good. This freedom, I think, feels fan-fucking-tastic.